Man, I hope every one of these bastards get what they deserve.
Prosecutors say next to be indicted will be Harper gave
What?
misleading statement.
Indicted?
Finances about 1 minute before the company.
Indicted?
That's not fair. They made you go on that show.
You hear what they said, Jane? I'm gonna be indicted.
Yeah, but you only said what they told
Indicted,
you.
Jane! Indicted! I'm gonna be indicted!
No, wait, it's gonna be okay.
Indicted!
Honey, Dick.
Indicted!
Honey.
I'm gonna be indicted!
Hold it. They can't. It's gonna be okay. Just calm down.
I can't calm down, I'm gonna be indicted! Indicted!
So it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
Sunday, April 5th, 2020. What a great day. Hope you all enjoyed it. Beautiful day here in the Midwest. Got a lot done that needed to be. Got a show out for you this morning. We got a show for you now. We got the Oath of Four back together. Woodman's feeling better, thank God. And, of course, Fluid Pour, Greg, Ben, and myself in good health, as usual. Just joking. Fellas. Glad everyone's...
Airborne, everybody. Airborne.
Good.
Glad to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we missed you. All the Patriots here.
I got tired of that drip, 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 man. It was ugly. You know, blow your nose every 10,
yeah,
15 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad to be back.
It makes it hard
guys.
to do a show or even think about trying to do a show, you know.
Well, yeah, it's not even in the equation, so I had to duck out. I'm glad you guys let me do that. Thank you so much. God bless you all for that. You know, there's no sense in me doing that. I'm back now. Here we are, you know, back to being healthy again. Took a little while for the meds to kick in, but good to go. Good to go.
All right, let's do it. Let's start it off like we always do. Just for anyone that's new, just bear with us. We got the folks with the demonetization or whatever, which is almost like a blessing. Other than, I mean, we're back to kind of like reaching the numbers that we should have been. I don't know how the game works.
Years ago.
Yeah, when they flip one switch, Ben, the other one by default it's like a 1 and a 0 in a computer, and you need to mess with the other one again to get it set back. I don't know. They'll probably get back to that soon, but we're going to take advantage as far as trying to reach as many. So we got to assume we got new people here every time. So we want to welcome you to the Patriot Hour. I'm Michael. We got Greg to the, your left, my right, whatever. Ben down below, and then the Woodman. Fluid Pour, go ahead and take a minute. Let everyone know who you are, why you are here, part of the panel.
Freedom, America. That's why I'm here. I just love my country and love my Constitution and believe in it 100%. And believe in the leaders that we currently have taken us through this time of unknowns, if you will, what we called normal, but I don't think we ever knew what normal really was. So prior Navy vet and Army vet, and just happy to be here amongst these three other veterans that are now really, really good friends.
We appreciate you being here, brother. We really do.
Thank you.
Ben, take it away.
Prior Army, OIF, OEF, about time frame. Met Mike, some years back, some computer work. Met Woodman at my local Legion. Just these guys, we all kind of thought the same, started getting together and do all this craziness. We met Greg and his family, and we're now able to talk to you guys through a bunch of different areas, long distances, and just happy to be here to spread the truth to you guys, man. I'm telling you what, it's just awesome to be new people watching, new people coming on this time of year. We're all forced to be at home. What a great time. I love to be in here.
Oh, we're glad you're with us.
Oh yeah.
And he said it really good there as far as what I'll say in a minute, but Woodman, go ahead, brother. Glad that you're back, by the way.
Glad to be back, everybody. Thank you for your patience putting up with me. I have one thing to say, actually. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that means the whole show here, people. Glad you guys overlooked my illness. I'm doing good. No coronavirus. Army paratrooper, jumped out of airplanes a lot. Went all over the place, T-Talk, Blue Room Guard. I can't say any more than that, but I'm so glad that these gentlemen put a fork in me and kind of like woke me up a little bit, kind of jabbed me. And so now I'm on board. I've been trying to escape the truth for a long time because I got tired of seeing the reality back then. And then these guys woke me up. Here I am again. And all we do, I hope you guys understand this, being new or whoever you are, we really try to bring you the truth as it is. And everything we show here, you can read along and so forth. Make up your own mind, because every individual is different. We all have a brain. God bless everyone for having one. We can all make up our own mind and our own decisions and our own what we can relate to. And all four of us here on the panel have tried real hard and will always try hard. I mean, believe me, always try hard to enlighten everybody in a positive way. There's a lot of evil out there, and we're all here to combat it. Stay faithful, Thank you very much.
We're glad you're back, brother. Yeah. Well, I'm Mike. Like Ben said, me and Ben go back as far as basically, like he said, we met in school and computer stuff, which really helped for the channel, because when we were getting this up and running, and I had all the gear collected, and Ben was instrumental in the beginning, some of my family, and then just meeting Fluid Pour through the channel, Woodman down at our local Legion for years. I was one of the first people I met when I got to this area at the local Legion. And then me and Ben hit that pretty hard too. It was a great adventure being part of that Legion at the time, but the mission got different. We all bring different things here. What we are battling sometimes, it is very much spiritual. There's different weapons to employ, folks, and we just try to cover a vast majority of different things out there. It's a sea of lies, and we're swimming in it. And I had said earlier, and even in the history books, it seems like it's always so, right there. Whether the school, the colleges, the local elementaries, high schools, it's just this history that seems to be laid out, and there's no debate. But then if you get to digging into it a little bit on your own, you'll see it sways a little bit, or there's different books and different things out there. But here we are living through something. And even with all the truther channels, nobody can seem to come to a very good conclusion of what's going on, which is kind of interesting because you got the news, you got Trump, and then you got the channels, and then you just got tons of good journalists out there, and just everyone's scrambling. But we could all agree that we all know the New World Order and that it was a financial collapse involved in their story plan, right, Ben? I mean, I'll go to you first on that.
I would agree. Yeah, that was, if you always bring up that New World Order, they're coming for everybody's guns. They're locking everybody up. We're going in gulags, and it's a one money system, one religion, one language, all that. I'm like in the time of Nimrod and the Tower of Babel,
In a nutshell, Ben just covered it all there. So how long, and how long have, what's your own personal story real quick, Ben, is in a nutshell, as far as when you first delved in, what was one of the first things you heard about with the powers that be, we can say?
Well, obviously, the first thing that you look at is the money system, the debt-based money system. Where did it come from? Who was getting it? And then you figure, okay, at the time of the birth of our nation, you look even back all the way to the land. Who was grabbling up all the land when it was going out there in territories, and who had the actual machinery to accomplish set tasks, i.e. railroads, and who hold patents to the steam engine. Why didn't they do like Tesla engines when they were doing steam and things like that? They were tinkering around with all kinds of stuff. So it's just, as technology was suppressed back then and only given to the elite, like the locomotive or the rail and all that kind of stuff, and how that got land, and that basically built a dynasty until what we see before us, and we're trying to literally take down a dynasty worth of people.
I'm convinced that, and a lot of people will use the term that, and we've all heard it, history repeats itself. And it seems like the bloodlines do as well. It seems like a lot of the same bloodline generations later, the same games trying to be played on a different scale and trying to hope for a different result, or they couldn't quite do it then. It seems like there's always this build up. Maybe it's been a real struggle for them to get these things in that they really wanted. In your best judgment, Fluid Pour, with the media, with history, knowing, and then everything that is calculated on Trump this time. They tried everything, but the whole time they're saying, we need a good collapse. People like Bill Maher, we need a good collapse. People are going to die. That needs to happen. That's how we'll get Trump out. Now you got Hollywood today coming out saying, we won't come back. We're on strike until Trump's gone. Maybe the whole Wuhan would go away if Trump just left. It would miraculously clear up. Do you think that's their pitch with everything? That would be like a boycott. The Illuminati's boycotting the actual non-Illuminati member that won
White Hats.
Office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Illuminati is boycotting the White Hats because the White Hats are taking it to their backside with spaghetti. And those noodles hurt, especially when they're really saturated.
When they're wet noodle.
Well put.
To try and make a joke out of it, but yeah, I honestly think that the Illuminati is getting their butt beat right now, and I for one lean towards hope, and that the good guys are tearing it down. Otherwise, why would all the proofs be out there? Otherwise, why would all of the people be waking up worldwide and yellow jackets and white, what else is going on?
And people get confused with the story as far as I don't think Trump orchestrated Russia hoax against himself or the Stormy thing or impeachment. I don't think he walked himself into it. I think they're doing it.
What's next?
Well, what do you... So everyone that's actually really good, and I value a lot of the researchers out there, the different articles, the different channels, the different websites, they've all known about the New World Order collapse of this. So if it's not and I don't think it's a white hat orchestration, but I think it was their thing. The big thing I'm looking at and seeing is infiltration of this. And it's like, whoa, they should have did it earlier. That could be somebody else's idea. Oh, that would have been your plan if you got this far in the whole taking them down. Also, if it is taken down, me and Ben have battled this, have we not? How do you do it so smoothly, Ben, without disrupting anything? By the way, no kids out of school, and also making sure no false flags happen, and then there's tons and tons of things that you have to think about. By the way, where do you start? Chemtrails to the child missing kids or something. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
We went round and rounds, like, how would you do it? Well, then you have this. Oh, then that wouldn't work the right way. Then everything you bring up, we never would have thought a quote unquote pandemic would bring everybody.
And then time out. What about real world? What about everyone watching that has no idea what we're even talking about here? Like the optics, because there's always the optics for the normies.
Yep.
And people are like, you can't do what he does. And then it's like, well, what would you do if you first I get in and fire everybody? I was like, well, then you'd be a dictator because everyone would be screaming, oh, look, you're firing everybody. Well, that's what would need to happen. Do you think there'd be any disruption after you fired everybody? Jobs wouldn't get done? Did you have replacements in mind? Well, we'll have to move forward as we take things down. There's a lot of different plans. That's what we aren't aware. I don't think any of us really, truly, even in the truther thing, we would report on things. We get leakers coming out, people we revere, Bill Cooper, Paul Schneider or Phil Schneider, different groups. What do you do? They're I just don't I don't have all the answers. None of us.
Isn't it old Chucky Schumer? Chucky Schumer said that 6 ways to Sunday, the establishment has to get back at you. So there again, your white hats, Trump good guys, whatever you want to call them, getting attacked left and right, front, back, you name it, top, bottom. He's got them from all directions. And he's beat every one of them every single time.
I mean, and if you were to take it down, Ben, for example, what would everything come back up if we believe to be some of these companies, some of these, does the Clinton Foundation get to come back up, a little bit cleaner?
No, we're hoping
some things don't, right?
Some of us are hoping that the school systems never come back up to where they do normal and the children stay at home and they do this quote unquote hybrid schooling and I do that. I hope that's the rest of it, and then you only get to go to like a building for prom, and that's like 1 or 2 times. It's like I think Greg said earlier, a lot of us around here have a lot of hope that a lot of things won't open back up in the way of, Disney World, some of these NFL, NBA, all these different sports. And it's like, I'm not like voting for their demise at all. I don't want these individuals to their companies to fail at any point. I want anybody companies to fail. However, it seems like the individuals who are at the top of these particular companies are the ones that I feel are always doing nefarious things that nobody can really prove, put their finger on because they're too slippery and they're in this country and that country. And these companies are in multiple countries and they skirt multiple jurisdictions, laws.
International waterway.
Yes. So it's so crazy to keep up. So even here, we're just, like even Mike said, we try to keep up with best we can with the information that comes out. We try to vet it, and then even between us four, it's like, I don't know, Woodman, what do you think? And he's like, I was looking up this, or Greg, dude, I hear this. And so it is interesting.
I want to really quickly just show you guys this. A little bit of Twitter troll. Oops, I don't have you guys. Here's your Ben's on.
There you go.
There you
operator fist bump.
Little operator. We are learning much about the invisible enemy. It is tough and smart, but we are tougher and smarter. And Mo better.
And Mo better.
Sounds Hitlery. Smarter. Uh-oh. Come on. So, we just have to use logic at this point. They were able to, this is a lot of power. Don't we see the power now? Do we want them to have this amount of power to literally shut
How
down
many
the country.
people in our states are thinking that that one person had that much power to shut down just the public schools? We didn't. How many people woke up to the fact that their governor had that much power? How about that? Not just something as simple as a school. Well, was it a whole board, a panel, this, that? No, no.
No,
And I'm pushing
no.
this. I'm pushing the point that
Better be careful who you vote for. Keep them in check. You
Yeah.
know?
State dictators.
Yeah.
Yes. Fluid
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Greg, I was pushing the point earlier that they're pushing for Trump to shut down the country. Like, well, Mr. President had these briefings. Like, why don't you just, why haven't you shut it down yet? And he's like, well, there's a little thing called states and another thing called the Constitution, which I happen to, love and like and cherish. And so, it's kind of like when we had the governors doing the whole sanctuary city, right? Or certain
yeah.
cities. So what do you
He's
say on that?
allowing
The
President
states
Trump
to
is
burn themselves,
allowing the state leaders to burn themselves by refusing or shutting down. He's showing the power that they do carry, and that it's not up to the Fed. I think he's showing the people where the power
I'm not
lies
gonna
at the
intervene.
current time. Yeah, I'm not intervening because the states have the power to intervene on their behalf.
Yes.
Woodman, how mad were they when Trump was going to intervene a year ago when it was the same scenario, states or counties or governors or mayors doing what they wanted with sanctuary. We're going to be a sanctuary and have, and he's like, well, I'm going to take Fed money away. And then you heard the ramp, they can't do that. California needs Fed money, but they want to do what they want and they should be able to. I mean, it's almost the same thing. Nobody cared then. Trump was an idiot. What do you think on that? I mean, just that fact.
Just another avenue against Trump. It comes down to that. It's just an avenue against Trump. But, you have to really appreciate the man's integrity because, they keep throwing things at him, and somehow he tends to make it like to his advantage. What it is he just letting everybody trip themselves up. That's pretty much what it is. He already has an idea of what's going on. This is my guess. He already has an idea of what's going on, and he's letting these people screw everything up. Look, he has an agenda. His people have an agenda. And these Democrats, I'll say deep state, have done everything in their power to disrupt that and to take him out of office. If they can pull this off to where they can shut the whole country down until Election Day, then they can go ahead and do this call-in vote or whatever vote. They can lie, like President Trump said. He doesn't favor that. It's got to be a normal voting situation as opposed to what they want to pull off. They're doing everything they can in their power.
Oh, yeah. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, so as far as that goes, it's just another ploy. Just one more little nail in the coffin they're trying to put in there, but it goes nowhere. It's to Avail. I mean, it's
Ben,
for what reason?
What do you think as far as orchestration after orchestration that we saw? Like we were talking about it before we went live here, but what was it? What did it start with? Taxes, and then Russia collusion to the Stormy to the all of a sudden the economy finally collapsed.
This is the apex, and that's why what's happening now, what's interesting, what's really amazing is like the economy had shut down literally overnight in a matter of in a couple of days, where weeks before they were boasting for massive quarterly profits. I mean, these people were just, the economy was booming, and then overnight, boom, we're laying off hundreds of people. Some companies were doing. This is a very interesting time because they're so bold as to say that there's this thing that you can catch that's dead, that's not alive. It's a virus, right? Because we know viruses are dead. They can't reproduce itself. They're actually soluble at the cellular level, and it's really bacterial and fungal is really the stuff you can really catch, like athlete's foot, fungal, but you can have like a mushroom. You can eat that in your steak. Still part of the fungal family, but it's a good fungi, right? Anyways, we're not getting all that deep in here. You can just see that what they're pushing is not really fitting up with the norm. And then what we think is happening on the backside has got to be a positive thing, because what else could it be? Do you want it to go into the negativity, the glass is half full or half empty? I mean, at this point in time, it's like you probably have stocked up on extra food, like everybody in America. You probably stocked up on the medicine you can get at the store. You've probably been doing your due diligence as an American, trying to stock up on the necessities to stay at home. A lot of you guys are working from home now, which is amazing. I hope that stays the same.
It might be adjustment to get used to. I know everyone's like, this is different. But if it was a whole different system, then it's just hard to imagine. Let's just move forward on. That was a good point there, Ben. People staying at home, and you hope it stays that way. Like we said, we've had our own opinions. We've been here for 3 years going on, and we've pretty much, me and Ben were talking about it, we've stayed the same course. Our stance on the Fed Reserve, the things that we wanted to see, and we've been kind of following. And we're so deep into this, we don't know if just so many other people aren't seeing it. They haven't done the research. They don't. It's possible. It's very possible, folks. But everyone's got their own opinion. It is very hilarious to me for this event that it's happening. It's here. People that have truly stuck to the New World Order, and they knew this collapse thing was coming, and even though it's here now, they're like, I don't know if this is a one orchestrated or not. This could be a natural one. I couldn't believe that you would think that. So it's here.
No.
And this is the plan. I don't think it was Patriot's plan to collapse, other than let them do what they're going to do, and then instead of coming up with their new one world, just a little hitch in that. But I guess we do have to wait to see. That's one thing.
Why do they have Coast Guard cutters on both of our coasts and battleships at both of our coasts? All because, the cartel decided to run some extra drugs during a pandemic. Really?
They're actually serving up worldwide indictments and arresting cartels and stuff right now.
Yep.
Okay, so that's awesome. That's what they're doing. This is amazing stuff.
Look,
all at the time of everybody stay at home.
Google trafficking or child trafficking right now. Just Google it, because you'll see, and go to news. Instead of search all or images, go to news, and you'll see news articles from around the country of low level, but you know, you don't want to say it's just a low level trafficker. All traffickers are bad. Yeah. I don't know of a low level.
Take a look at the border wall. Take a look at the border wall and see where the openings are and where they've got the people posted at this point. The border security, the troops, you name it. That has caused the trafficking to reduce to 150 a day, roughly. Yeah. Is what's making it through now compared to what it was before. And I don't even know what that number is, so I'm not going to speculate. And I'm just saying that's one way to look at things.
And if everyone's right with the New World Order thing, we don't come out of what we're in. We kind of stay this way. We never get to socialize. We always have to distance. We shouldn't be able to be running channels much longer either. Everyone that's pitching you should tell them goodbye. Bills, we shouldn't see you here in about 3 to 4 days. You should be locked up. I was like, we're not going to that stage of the New World Order plan yet. This is just this one. Finance the money. We should be able to YouTube to you the whole time throughout this process too. I don't think so. They should be kicking in your door and getting you. So I don't believe that, because that's not in my future.
A lot of people, Mike, I believe they react, and instead of responding, they're using emotions over logic. Think about logically versus utilizing fear instead of being courageous.
They let the fear in their own way get into them a lot, to forget about all their training, which sucks, because you knew this is this is okay. Page 81, the financial collapse, global, by the way, they did it. But to be here and to think that no, all that crap aside right now, this is real stuff, man. People are sick, and we're in a
And you've got to also revert back to eyes to see and ears to hear. Those who are supposed to see and hear will see and hear. Those who are not will keep spreading the fear of the bad guy, the big bad wolf that's coming. Hey,
and they might just
if
be
he comes, he
confused.
comes. I'm not afraid of the showdown anymore.
Yes,
Like you
can't
said,
be
Mike,
afraid.
we're not afraid of the showdown.
Can't
We have
be
to
afraid of the
stand in
showdown.
place. When we have nothing left but to stand firm.
You
You
know,
know, it's
very
interesting you
powerful.
say that. You brought the border wall up, and for the last few months before this pandemic happened, hasn't our president been matriculating slowly troops to the southern border and getting reserves kind of going all these times way beforehand this whole thing, quote unquote, what popped off? And so
5
when
by
it popped
5.
off, well, did you see, you guys? So not
How about
only
we
was
can't
he
shut our
acting-
country down? It's impossible, Ben. Hasn't everyone told you can't? And the border, they're saying the reports are like 120 people a day, 150, 100, like only 79 last Sunday is all they caught. And normally it's thousands or hundreds a day or whatever.
Thousands,
so
you
it's
guys, thousands.
naturally almost, why is it the military presence they got on all the borders now? Well, it's an extreme measure.
I wonder why those are all locked up way before this pandemic thing kind of happened.
Lots of things getting proved.
Because the
curious.
reality is now visualized in other countries as well. It had to happen everywhere else before it could stop here, right? It had to. Well, I'm talking about the
Well,
trafficking.
Start
Going back
here,
to that,
go there. It's still.
yeah,
We're still.
putting
This is
the
crazy.
troops on the Mexican troops on our southern border guarding their side, while we have troops on our side guarding our side. That's what we should be doing. We're a different nation.
I think that's what they
Yeah.
have been doing actually for the last couple of
Yep.
months because we have been showing more of a military presence, and then of course, by action reaction, the Mexican government actually, brings up there to show, this is the border. They want to cut off. We all forget about those videos we were seeing of those people, literally in droves coming up from the south and all these different countries. Like I think Venezuela was one of the countries actually having all these people come up and coming to invade our southern border. And our president called it invasion. And like, it's not an invasion. They're just hungry. They're hungry.
Well, that's what I always
And this,
thought. My whole life, the border issue, you guys. I mean, well before I, got into the service and really started being awake, but I took it to be just hungry women and little kids, and maybe some men. I never knew about the trafficking, the drug thing. That's how little the news tells you, and that's scary. That's scary. By the way, Tom Fenton, Judicial Watch. He just tweeted, neither new 30 days to stop the spread guidance nor the CDC guidelines require or even suggest complete state shutdowns and draconian stay-at-home orders. These are the result of panic decision-making by governors.
Governors, people.
Fear.
I just told you that.
See?
See?
And I'm
Come on.
sickened by a lot of the channels that have played like Trump doesn't. I mean, they really... all of a sudden they're begging for Trump to be the savior that he never was going to be. The whole time he's been here, he hasn't really been there like that. Everyone's like, I want him to do this and do that. But here it
it's
is.
exposing.
It is. It's on them.
It's exposing the society as a socialistic society, a socialistic movement. If you look at how they've shut things down right now, like I just went to Walmart a couple hours ago. I go out there every day, get what I need to do just to get out of the house and get some sunshine. So we went there, and there was blue painter's tape and lines on where we were allowed to walk in the store and where we were allowed to turn left, and you have to go to the registers this way and not that
socialistic.
way. It's ridiculous. It's go look at Cuba. Look at the gas lines that people wait in just to fill up the tanks on their cars, or go to the store and get 2 loaves of bread. Well, there's only 2 different types of bread there, so that's all you get to choose from. Look at it this way. Open your eyes. This is what socialism does. Destroys a free.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else, but that's the way I'm looking at it. That's the way I'm seeing things.
Oh, we all don't want to stand in the same broken leg line when we all have broken legs, and therefore we wait for years because we all got broken
6
legs.
months.
and that's
Oh,
a
it'll be
broken
healed. It'll be healed in 6 months. Don't worry about it, Ben. You'll be good.
I track it.
Ooh, what's this?
it's at an airport.
Mike, is this fear porn we're trying to throw here? What's happening here?
This is
Is this a
the
demonstration?
central bank
Ooh,
Joking.
and that's burning.
Oh, is it? Is it burning to the
Burn,
ground?
baby, burn. No, that's an airport.
Yeah.
Let me see.
This is the Fed. I like that
This,
better.
this is crazy. Dozens of cars caught fire at Fort Myers RSW Airport. What is happening? So these cars caught fire, bro. What?
Wow.
What?
Found this an accident. It contains a lot of
Directed energy.
Could,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, no, I wanted to hit
Just
that too. I'm
be
seeing a
some
few.
crackhead and gasoline.
Seen a few comments. Somebody's like, stimulus is not socialism. I kind of agree with that. I know the idea of getting money, but we all pay for, in with tax dollars or whatever. They're actually made everyone be off work. Everyone was like going to go in the next day. Then they're like, oh no, don't come in. We're shutting down everything. So they kind of orchestrated that. We could not get that check, and then everyone just be really bitchy and not have anything. Because I know there's tons of people that just weren't able to probably. There's a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck. That's just the facts of the matter, I guess. I mean, not a lot of people are prepared.
It's what we've been doing for years. We've been forced to live paycheck to paycheck while everybody else got rich.
Some people have 2,
and
3
everybody
jobs,
else,
and-
the wealthy elite families that had all the different companies, the railroads, the steel industry, the banking, you name it. They are the ones that got rich while we struggled, and on our backs this nation was made. So yeah, they were the money behind it all, but we were the labor. And it's that the people that created that built this are given a little bit back.
I'll read through that Bill Mitchell real quick. Even if you believe the inflated death numbers, only 0.003% of Americans have died from the quote-unquote corona and Lyme virus and disease.
Amen. Amen to that. That's true. How true.
So that's a 99.997% chance of survivability, Americans. Come on now. What does that tell you?
If I told you that you had a 99.999 or 997% chance of surviving leaving your house today, would you go to work?
I might get sick.
Hell yeah, I'd go to Vegas with those odds.
Absolutely.
Oh, Billy Mitchell always bringing us some good stuff. What's going on here? Indian police are beating people with batons for violating Indian coronavirus lockdown. Ugh. Whoa.
Yeah, don't beat
Not
me
going
up,
so
buddy.
well.
Yeah.
Welcome to the big show.
No, you got to give them. Now, here's the thing. We don't know that. It was just a
That
quick
was
little
nuts.
quick. Check it out. I was hearing that. I got to give it up to the Muslims, man. They're not taking this whole corona thing laying down. They're still going to mosque. They're not letting it shut down. He's probably saying something like, I'm going to go to mosque. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
no,
to
you're
do
right.
that.
There's a few states or countries that don't have any reports, right? They got nothing going on.
Nothing. No, nothing. And they do much business with all these countries who, quote unquote, are now, riddled.
David and the Palestinian. Whoa, dude, don't touch me like that.
What? No, please don't stop. No. I'm telling you guys, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Officer down,
Yeah.
officer down.
What's
Why would
this?
he do that?
Yeah.
We're on the Mercy.
Why would you man,
Oh, you saved my
why
life.
would
I
you
can breathe
knowingly,
again. Thank
hit
you.
that dude?
No way. Did you see it was
Still
like
on
the
there.
Tower of Power, for crying out loud? There ain't no way.
Like
That's
why
a
would
giant.
he hit him with the baton? That's such a dumb move. Like this guy's like swinging around like it's a sword.
Didn't
Because
hurt
he's an
him.
idiot.
Look, guys,
That looked more like a love tap.
That was, huh?
Looked like he needed a hug around his throat.
You guys also seen this with the on this whole Mercy deployment in support of nation's COVID-19 response efforts, and will serve as a federal hospital for non-COVID-19 patients. Isn't that interesting? They're
You guys
sending
hear
a
that?
huge giant ship
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Just making sure. Deck looks nice and shined.
Nice and clean, soldier. Good job.
Ship life.
That's dress right dress
Yeah,
in my
man.
book. Mm-hmm.
Remember those days, Mike.
Magnet tray.
It's not all shooting guns, folks. Sometimes it's building too.
All right.
That's cool.
A little journey on.
Nice.
Governor Cuomo for president. What a joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go live in
Really?
New York for a week. That'll
Semis
cure
on
that
the highway.
desire.
You tell him, Greg.
Commie country. No, thank you.
The corrupt
Did it say
cabal.
corrupt cabal?
He did.
Ooh,
That's
let's watch
homeboy
this
too.
one.
That's Doug
Yeah.
Collins. I
Rep
like
Collins.
that.
Collins, yeah.
All right, let me grab it. I gotta.
I like him.
Gotta do it this
A
way.
lot
so
of
you guys can
times,
hear
you
it.
know, they do say some stuff. They'll get it out there. Sometimes little catchwords. Why not? It's something fun.
Just letting you know they watching us. That's
Right now, this would be the lead on to work on this. Think about this. If we weren't in the middle of COVID-19, this virus right now, this would be the lead on every network at every moment because the FISA court was abused by the corrupt cabal that we saw.
Corrupt cabal.
Because
He said it.
He did.
Like a basketball, it's a corrupt cabal.
Speaking of a corrupt cabal,
Oh, that's Chelsea.
I guess.
Oof.
Ooh,
God, what
look
an
at
ugly
shit.
smile,
That's
man.
you look like a wicked wit.
Speculation, of course.
Wow.
James Woods, why in God's name does the United States continue to support this charade laughingly called the United Nations? What does that body
Hello.
ever truly accomplish?
My
Ooh, there you
uncle.
go. Come on, Woods.
Theft and control. That's what they do.
Here is the real
Oh, this
agenda.
guy here's a moron. God.
You know he wants to get everybody vaccinated. You know this guy. He's real nefarious. He's got real God issues.
Yeah, you got some issues.
I just got stung by a bee, and I think I don't know. Oh, you see, you guys gotta laugh at it.
Quit, Ben.
Positive energy, man. That'll cure anything.
I guess.
Add humor to any situation, and you're gonna definitely come out better on the other
That's
side.
how you break the
agree.
spell, boys.
That's how I make
agree.
it through the day. Look in the mirror, man. As long as I don't
You
see
are.
Woodman's face, I'm good.
That's funny.
I'm a nightmare. That's all there is to it. Yep. I will invade your dream.
Just check out this here. Have you ever failed to flip a poll? How many times do they delete? 9/11, 2001 WTC, 2/3/11, 2020 pandemic equals 222 months exactly.
Wow.
They're 22 and they're 2s and they're 9s. Yeesh.
Here we go. DC residents could be jailed. See, you got each state's doing crazy things. It's not
Stupid things, yeah. How
Folks,
do
in
you
order
like
for it
that
to be
now?
government, what would have to happen, Ben? All at once. That would be martial law,
Oh.
in a way, if they're trying to
Yes,
govern.
that's what they're pleading for it, actually, you guys. They want him to do martial law. We've told you this.
Why? Why would they want
See, look what he's a dictator.
that? Look what he do.
Look at that
Yeah.
fake stuff.
Well,
guy.
yeah.
One more thing to try and get him out of office.
Mm.
There's three faces of the enemy.
Oh, yeah, I went over that article. Louisville's putting ankle monitors on 3 people so far to keep them at home.
What happened to protecting and serving the people?
Oh, they serve.
To enslave and punish is not really the new term.
They serve them. They serve them. Bill Gates couldn't protect my computer from a virus. Do you honestly think we should trust him with my body?
No.
That's good. That's good.
That is awesome. I like that one. That is awesome.
Let's see here. Oh, go to James Corney. He be eating corn.
The corn is
Oh,
getting
man.
All right, Ben, go ahead.
rotten corn.
Read his little poem he wrote.
It is my daily mood that makes the weather. I possess tremendous power to make life miserable or joyous. I can be a tool. Yes, you are. You're a super tool of torture. Or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate or humor, hurt or heal. He's just trying to be all sappy. In all situations, it is my response that decides whether crisis is escalated or de-escalated. It isn't a self-imposed binary escalated or D. You can just not do neither one of them, you idiot. And a person is humanized or dehumanized. No. It's your brothers and your sisters. Jeez. It's other people. It's mothers, daughters, and, come on now. All right, let's get through this, you guys. If we treat people as they are, we may make them worse. If we treat people as they ought to be, we help them become what they are capable of becoming. Now, you see what's happening is he's such a beta male. His handlers are making him watch like old Oprah reruns.
I think he's watching. The closing thoughts.
I got some Jerry Springer
closing thoughts
sure,
on Jerry Springer. That's where that was Friday's episode, 1992.
Where that came from. He's spiraling. If he's
Love is a labyrinth, my friend. Till you know her twofold, her love will come back tenfold. Wow, that's really insightful. That was Springer's closing thoughts on Friday's episode. Yeah. Unbelievable, these people. Unbelievable.
I came back in
wizardry and how he can,
Yeah. All right, we just did a 50-minute show. We're going to go ahead and jump over to a few of the chats like we do. We'll, you know what? This week, we will have the phone back up. It's all good. I got to download one more piece of software. I haven't done it yet. But we will. This week, we will have the phones back up. We're going to do
all right.
What is it? Probably by Wednesday. Wednesday morning, yeah. Woodman called it there. That's our call-in show. So Wednesday morning, call-in special. You guys decide, the conversation. If you're having a rough day, just call in and we could talk you through it. Anything goes. All right. Here we go. Let's do some shout-outs, you guys. You guys throw out where you're from.
Maybe I see someone in the house. Put Trump on.
Is
I
Trump
never
getting ready to come
graduated,
on?
never stopped me from working. Kevin Marcos. No, I think I'm just reading a bunch of comments.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. Hello, John Hook.
What's up, John Hook?
Louisville,
POTUS.
Kentucky.
A little bit of that Kentucky, Louisville, South Kakalaki,
Damn
George.
Carolina.
Colorado.
Yeah, South Cac.
Wyoming,
George
Mr.
Taylor.
Whitestone.
Bloomsburg,
Florida.
Indiana.
PA.
Indiana.
Montana.
Holler at Fort Dix.
Lola, Montana.
Brother
Oh,
Blizzard.
California.
Pigeon Forge,
Hawaii.
POTUS is
Tennessee.
live. All right.
POTUS is live, Lori. I'm
Perfect
just saying,
timing.
POTUS is live.
You guys.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we're signing out after this, so keep going. Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Roll
Alabama.
Tide, sweet home Alabama.
Wisconsin. Sweet
Washington.
home Alabama.
Pennsylvania.
Louisiana.
Texas, Ohio,
Cali.
Georgetown. Whetstone. Put Trump
Georgetown,
on. New England.
New
Put Trump
England.
on. I see it now. Put Trump
South
on. I
Texas.
get it. You guys are
Colorado.
good. You guys are good, but
North
you're
Carolina, USMC.
real
Cool.
good. Real good. No, Trump. Mind screw me, I see. That will not
Gainesville,
work.
Florida. Hello to
That
you.
will not work. That will not work with me.
Do that.
Live Coast, Florida. That's where we at.
Kentucky.
Wyoming.
Hawaii.
Thermopolis, Wyoming. I used to drive through there when I was a trucker.
Simplify, brother. Kansas,
Number 5, sure.
Clearwater. You guys realize on this panel
Clearwater,
we have,
Florida.
Oops, that's not the panel. That's me. On this panel we have, between all of us, we've covered all branches other than Coast Guard, which probably me and Fluid Port could cover. My rank was actually completely over there. But we don't have the Marine.
Now.
We don't have the Marine here. We've had
I
Marines
wanted-
on.
Marine.
I went there. I went
We
Air
have 4
Force.
out
We
of
worked
6.
with them. Again, I actually worked side by side sometimes. They were on our ship. We had a detachment under Clinton. I think Clinton took Marines off the ships, actually. That was under the bracking and all that. But all right, we'll let you guys get to Trump. We were losing numbers. We had 1,400, I believe, you guys peak. I'll look at that number before I get out of here with you guys. But
Love all the Patriots.
go see Trump.
Yes, love you guys.
He's on after us, of course.
Of course. Remember, we're trying to get our schedules. We haven't talked to him
I just
face to face yet.
Yeah.
Soon.
Soon
Well,
we'll work out our schedules.
wanted to.
He's waiting for us.
Hey, Mike.
He's waiting for us, you know. So
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say thanks to Warren Fab. He did get back to me. So it took him a little while. He was going through some stuff on his end with the computer and all that. But thank you very much, Warren, for getting back to me.
Sweet.
All right.
That's
I
why
appreciate it.
One Patriot to another.
Hoosiers here. We got more Hoosiers. More Hoosier daddy.
North Carolina.
Of course.
TC Patriots. God save the children. Much love, man. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Where's the
Yeah,
number
save
if
this
I need
world.
to?
DC. Making sure nobody blames China.
Yeah. Well, they've really covered
Where's the
up
number
their
to
mess.
call if you need to talk, Rams fans? Where's the number to call if you need to talk?
That'll be on Wednesday. I don't know the number off my head. I'll have to find it again.
It'll
Hey, let me tell
be
you this.
on the screen. It'll be on the
It's
screen on Wednesday. when they're on.
202-506-9005.
Roll Tide, baby. Alabama fan through and through right here.
What was that one that they set up there? That was awesome. 9 miles in the She. Nobody knows.
See if any of these other colleges or sports comes back. It may just be a bunch of doing that in your backyard and telling your children's children about the day they used to play in the great coliseums like the Romans did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'll be something
Yeah,
like we talk
welcome,
about like
Warren
back in the day.
Yeah.
I did email him. So,
Roman circus.
Yeah.
They threw out
Roman
bread.
circus. It's not really allowed anymore. We don't have people fighting tigers and lions if they beat the actual gladiator. or
That's a
the-
true dictator, ruler, emperor.
You
But
beat
if
my
you
number
think
one
about it,
man.
we are
Fight my
definitely-
lion now.
We are definitely
How good
David's
are
among
you?
the Goliath,
Yeah.
right?
Fight my lion. His name is.
We may not fight the actual lion, but we are fighting those that are placed over us for our freedom.
You know it.
That's what we're doing. That's
All
what
right,
this is
well-
all about, man. The oath.
We'll do it again this week, you guys. We'll get a time. Again, look for some morning shows this week. Back on schedule. Definitely shows throughout the day. We'll see Ben regularly. I'm sure Fluid Pour, Woodman. Check us out. I don't know when our next exact oath is. We can plan something. But look for a live show tomorrow. And God bless whoever just sneezed. Okay.
Oh,
God
again.
bless.
That came from my end. Sorry, and it wasn't me.
Hot
It
mic.
wasn't me either. I'm
Hot
good now.
mic.
It wasn't me.
Well, she got a mic
Finally,
on
it's
too.
not Woodman sneezing.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me. I'm good to go.
Brothers.
Imagine all the pollen that collects in that beard.
Oh,
dropping-
yeah, I know it.
We're
Terrible.
dropping numbers like unemployment over
Like
here.
flies. Like unemployment. All right, boys. Let's get on it. See you guys mañana, or when we do see each other. Have a good one. God bless. Love being with your families.
God bless you all, man. Love
God
you
bless
guys.
you
Take
all.
care.
Right.
Pray. God on
Pray,
your
pray,
side.
pray. God's on your side. Thank you,
Yeah.
Woodman. We got love the Patriots when they're on. What a great panel. Great group of guys. We'll do it again here real soon, and we'll let you know when. Again, I'm Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. God bless. Godspeed to each and every one of you. And have a great Sunday evening with your family. I guess nobody's really going to work tomorrow unless you're essential. Again, God bless. We'll see you back here real soon. Take care.